Are you at a crossroads with your bank? With ClickSwitch, find and move your recurring transactions to Amplify Credit Union in just 90 seconds. That's less time than it takes to cross Congress Avenue. Make the switch to fee-free banking and never pay another bank fee again with ClickSwitch from Amplify Credit Union.
I think I was just searching for meaning, and I was just searching for more creativity in my life. And sure enough, I get to my ballroom dance class early one day and I see a Zumba class from a glass window.
Hi, my name is Mindy Hofman, and welcome to the Women of Austin podcast. Today, we have Melody Afkami with us today, and she is the CEO and founder of Melody DanceFit. Melody, we did it. You're here.
I know, so happy to be here.
We've been talking about this for years now.
Yes. The stars aligned finally.
I'm so happy. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
So I wanted to have you on and just talk about all the wonderful things that you're doing, helping transform women's lives and helping women heal. I just think it's really, truly special, creating community, obviously, with, Women of Austin. That's something that's really important to me, too. And I love all things community. We can't get enough of it. But you had exercise, like all of the things. And your story is just really inspiring. So I was hoping you could share it.
Yes, absolutely. Do you have 4 hours?
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, well.
Yeah, well, thank you for all of that. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. So I am an Austinite, and I went to UT, got straight into the corporate world. I grew up loving dance. I did, do it competitively for a little bit when I was very young, and kind of got disconnected from dance. Found myself in the corporate world after graduation, and really was experiencing a lot of cognitive dissonance because I knew that I wanted to do something different, but I just didn't know what that was, and I didn't know how to do it. But in the back of my head, I knew I missed dance. Ever since I was 7, I had always used dance as this form of expression and release, and I just always had that memory of dance. And I didn't really always experience that in the traditional form of dance competitions or dance classes, but it was more my own relationship with dance. And so I kind of took the leap, and I just started taking different classes. I took a ballroom dance class when I was still at my corporate job. I took an acting class. I don't know why. I think I was just searching for meaning, and I was just searching for more creativity in my life. And sure enough, I get to my ballroom dance class early one day, and I see a Zumba class from a glass window. And I see an older man, a younger female, just an array of humans in one room, screaming, dancing, jumping up and down. And I thought, I don't know what is going on in that room, but I want to be a part of it, and I want to be a part of that energy.
Yes.
So I take that class eventually, and in a whirlwind of events, I get certified to do dance fitness, and I started a studio, and I'm still working my corporate job, but I just knew from the minute I taught my first class, wow, I have to make this my career. But this was back in 2014. Not many people were doing fitness instruction for a living. It was very, very, part-time.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of resistance, from people in my life. Like, how are you going to do it? You're making $25 an hour teaching at a studio. And I didn't know how, but I just knew that my feeling was so big that the stars had to align. And sure enough, I was also starting to volunteer at a nonprofit at that same time, Dress for Success Austin. And it really, teaching and volunteering there just really changed my perspective, and it changed my attitude on life. And I was feeling that meaning that I was searching for. And I thought, man, I want to combine these two. And in my classes, I found that I liked to speak more than the typical dance fitness instructor. In Zumba, you're trained to not even speak during class. So I didn't follow that. I felt like I just had a message to spread, which is, hey, celebrate where you are in this moment. And I talked about anxiety and depression in my classes, which, even again, back then, I'm glad that now mental health is really spoken about in fitness and exercise now, but I kind of found that wasn't the case back then. So, we did talk about that. And I also just kind of decided, wait, I have a message and I think I have some meaning to give to people beyond just dance. I want there to be a donation aspect of it. So I started my own brand that incorporated Dress for Success, and the Austin community has just grown in the past decade, and through everything, through what happened in 2020 and now. And I guess where I am in this moment is, over the years of teaching all different types of people, I have never been more sure in my life that dance can be a transformative tool for people's mental health. And the biggest misconception is that people think that you have to be good at it to get the benefits. And I'm here to tell people you absolutely don't have to be good at it. You don't ever have to be good at it. But if you do it consistently, just watch the energy of your life change, and watch, this ripple effect happen. And so that leads me to my program, my online program, where we have clients from all over the world, and it's called Dance to Heal. And it's way less about dance fitness and fitness in general. And it's so much more about going into the mental health aspect of scanning your body and allowing dance to be this tool to utilize when you need to tap into your physical body and release stagnant emotions and grieve or feel all the feelings, using dance to do that.
And this designed to be done in your own home, right?
Yes. We always say that Dance to Heal is for people to do at their own pace and their own time. People who perhaps would be terrified to walk into my dance class, for them to do it in a space and reconnect with themselves. I find that females, we're such givers. We are nurturing everybody around us, and then something happens where we just reach this chronic burnout. So we wanted to create a program that allows people to give themselves that time and space to reconnect with themselves through dance. People come up to me after and they start crying, and they will say verbatim, I don't know why I'm crying, but I can't stop. And it's because you've activated something in your body. Let it be that bodily release. And we have people in our Dance to Heal program where they do the first session and they're like, is it normal to sob?
Women of Austin would like to thank our community sponsors. Dave's Ultimate Automotive. With 6 locations, there's sure to be a Dave's near you. Joel Richardson and team, your Austin mortgage lenders. MyFinanceTeam.com. Warren Callion Maddox, a proud women and minority-owned law firm. WarrenCallion.com.
Now, I can imagine that, because I know sometimes, like during a yoga class, if you're feeling really emotional, especially if you're opening up your hips or something, some tears might come out. Or if you're just feeling like, you scream and let it out. But I'm imagining your Dance to Heal, that it would feel so good to actually also be like literally shaking the energy out.
Yes.
That's amazing.
We've had people, this happens in my in-person events as well, where people come up to me after and they start crying, and they will say verbatim, I don't know why I'm crying, but I can't stop. And it's because you've activated something in your body, and you don't even have to try to figure it out. Just let it be that bodily release. And we have people in our Dance to Heal program where they do the first session and they're like, is it normal to sob? Sometimes. And it's like, what's normal? There's no such thing, right? If that's your experience, I've also had some people take Dance to Heal and say, the name makes it seem really like deep and serious. Yeah. But she was like, it was a lot more silly than I thought it would be. So it's like, we want, it's just like life, right? That duality of like silly, beautiful, magic, and sorrow, grief, depression, How can we let both of those exist and honor both of those?
Yeah. Do you feel like you have to move every day? Like if you don't, do you feel a difference in your body and your mood? And
yes, I would love to sit before you and say, oh, Mindy, Mindy, I work out every single day. I dance every single day. I'm perfect. I don't. There are days where I know my body needs stillness, and I hope people listening can feel this and understand. There is a balance, there's a balance of, you kind of know that when you're in a down spot mentally, you know the difference between my body needs rest, right? Like say you're feeling physically ill. That's an example of your body needs rest, or you're feeling very, very jolted by something. Your body needs rest, maybe just a simple stretch or laying down and taking those deep breaths. Then there are other days where I've taught classes, and before the class, I think, how am I going to do this? I really don't feel like doing this. And then I do it, and I realize, wow, that is the one thing, dance was the one thing that could lift me the way that it just did. So I think it's about being honest with yourself. But yeah, no doubt that when I do get some dance in, no matter how I am before, it lifts me. It lifts my energy, just without a doubt.
Well, and it's infectious, like the energy in the room and everything. And
Yes.
I just love that. And you don't just teach in dance studios. You do like clubs, right?
Yes.
And all these big outdoor spaces.
Yes.
And how'd you decide to go that route?
Well, when I was starting the brand, my classes were getting big enough to where we had to find a different studio. And then I thought about it and I thought, well, Austin, the live music capital of the world, has a lot of these cool venues around town. And maybe we take out this fluorescent lighting and the mirrors and make it less like a fitness class and more like going out to the club on a Monday night or a Saturday at 12 and really allow people to have this experience. I remember being in my job and being in a phase of life where you were kind of living for the weekend because that's just what everybody was doing. And I found that I was trying to find ways to reconnect with dance. So I'd go out and be like, oh, I want to dance. But then it was like a scratch or an itch that was never scratched when I'd go out. I'd be like, okay, I didn't feel
like
it.
Different in the club.
Exactly. It's a different energy. It's a different vibe. I mean, it has its place, I'm sure. But for me, once I started teaching in those venues, I was like, oh, this is what I was looking for. Yeah. And I found that a lot of other women were experiencing that same thing where after they're like, wow, we just got pretty crazy in the club and it's Monday night. Now I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to kind of bring wellness to some venues and give people almost a concert-like experience, but have them be the participants in it. Not just watching, not just standing by and watching, but dancing and clapping and screaming and being very much a part of the concert.
Now, how do you come up with, okay, let me think of how to ask this. It's going to make sense why I don't know how to ask this. You stand on stage and you say all these beautiful, motivational, quotable things. It is just amazing to watch. I have a hard time finding my words sometimes, which I like to sit and listen. Like, how are you just, like, do you just feel it and say it? Like, that's just who you are? I mean, that's amazing. Did you have to, like, learn?
It's really funny because I will say these things in class and they just come through me. Yeah. And my business partner, Rachel, and she'll tell me, she's like, it's like a spirit or source just comes through you and you just say these things that hit so hard. And then after I'm like, what did I just say? And we'll be like, let's try to remember it. Or I'll have a set day to record these inspirational things. And then I'm like, I don't know what I should say. So it absolutely is something that is improvised in the moment and in the feeling. And, some of them are, I know, in our Dance to Heal program, we've really taken over 10 years, taken the big key takeaways that I do remind people in class, making dance less intimidating and more accessible for people. But really this idea of how can we lean into ourselves in a new way where we do honor the duality and we honor the darkness within all of us and we honor that vulnerability that is within all of us, right? Nobody is above feeling that insecurity. So really speaking to this universal feeling that we all have where we don't always feel like we belong. We don't always feel like we're enough. Mm-hmm. And then reminding people that they are doing enough, they are enough, and then putting on a really powerful song and then moving their bodies after hearing that messaging. I just believe that it does something to combine the two. And I know that a lot of people in the cardio community or group fitness community, they don't like that I talk between the dance. I mean, not that they don't like it, but they want to get their workout, right? And so for me, I say to them, this is not just a physical workout. Yeah. This is neurobics where you are training your mind to think differently. So I try to combine this mental challenge along with the physical challenge of learning how to dance.
I think that's beautiful. I love that so much. And it's 2 for 1. It's like Monday night, you're in the club, you're getting a little therapy, you're getting a workout.
Yes, yeah. And, it's like sometimes it's the simplest things, but people will message me after and say, thank you for saying that. I really, really needed to hear that. Something as simple as you are doing enough right now, like settle into that, take the pressure off. Yeah. What would life be like if you took the pressure off? How would you show up differently? And yet again, nothing revolutionary, no new, but I think the combination of adding dance to it, it just does something cathartic for people, where they are releasing something and it ripples into other areas of their lives, It's just like the most impactful thing that a woman told me was that after dancing with our community for weeks, she messaged me saying she got the courage to leave her physically abusive relationship. And that was the moment for me where I was speechless. And I mean, all credit goes to her, but dance was the thing that shifted her. It changed her completely. And I just thought, wow, dance is for everyone. Dance can help everyone. And it's not this magical cure, but just do it consistently and just see what happens. See what happens within your body and your mind and how that reflects into the external world, into your external world.
I like that you said do it consistently too, because I feel like personally, if I'm like feeling like a little, I'll, get up and move my body and maybe put some music on, but then I, feel better and then I go, but I never put that together where if you do it consistently, you can kind of always bring that with you. Is that what you found?
Absolutely. Like one of the biggest things that we say in the Dance to Heal program is you do have to do it consistently. You can't wait till you have the energy to dance, because dance is what gives you energy. So even on those moments where you're like, I don't feel like, I'm not happy, dance is a celebratory thing. Yeah. And it's like, well, make it your own, but still show up and do it consistently and get into your body and see how it does change your energy and your mood.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, okay. I will see you at your next class. Yes. Well, I'll be at, this will probably have already happened, but
the South
by Southwest Women That Rock event. So that's going to be so much fun.
Yes.
And we are pretty much out of time.
Oh.
I know. It goes fast,
I know, we
right?
could talk forever.
Definitely. Well, it's been too long, so let's definitely not let that happen again.
Absolutely.
And for anyone who wants to get a hold of you and come to a class, find you, all the things, where can we go? All the things.
Whether you're local or you're in Australia, melodydancefit.com is where you can find my schedule to local in-person classes, but also where you can find more info on my Dance to Heal program that is meant to do from anywhere in the world. And I also have some free classes on YouTube under Melody DanceFit, so I would love for y'all to dance with me.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Mindy.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Women of Austin podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. For the latest on our events and to join our vibrant member community, head over to womenofaustin.com. We'll see you next time here on the Women of Austin podcast.